Welcome to our weekly reading where we explore all things astrological. We hope you're doing really well and staying safe out there. From our two different points of view in two different locations in the world, we bring to you a unique astrological perspective on what is happening right now across the globe. So here we go. Hi, everybody. This is Diana in LA and Cary in the UK, giving our Astrocast of the upcoming astrological events in the sky as they are occurring right now, June 20th. So here we are at the summer solstice, which is the time of maximum light in the northern hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, they're having their winter solstice right now. But in the northern hemisphere, United States and Europe and all around the world in the northern hemisphere, we're having maximum light. And so it is the most powerful time of the year in terms of the sun acting like a giant annual full moon. So it's very bright and full of light, and it's a time of inspiration and pranic healing for the planet. The solstice happens exactly today in Los Angeles at 2:45 p.m. And in London, it is happening tonight at 10:45 p.m. And so even though we can't see the sun in the sky in the night, the sun is still out. The new moon happens 8 hours later, and that happens tonight at 11:41 p.m. in our evening in Los Angeles, and tomorrow morning in Europe around 7:41 a.m. And so always around these new moons, on the solstice though, so this is a unique combination, it is a really powerful time to create intention. And what I would recommend as we move out for the rest of this big year that we're going through, this big world-changing year, is to set your intention for yourself on this powerful new moon in Cancer, and the solstice, which is also in Cancer, and Mercury retrograde, which is also in Cancer. This is a powerful time to review, right? Mercury in retrograde is all the re-words, R-E this and R-E that. It's going back and checking. It's the best time to edit. It's the best time to clean out your closets. It's the best time to look backward and heal, fix, correct, whatever needs that in your life. And as we move out into this year, at this apex zenith time of the year on summer solstice on a new moon, those intentions that we're setting have powerful, creative, manifestational potential. So I would really recommend that you sit down and write down a vision board or write down your intentions for the world and yourself. Today, on this particular day, it is really potent. All of this is happening in the sign of Cancer. So it is about nurturing and the mother and the moon, right? All those qualities that Cancerian energy governs. And so here we are as we are going back out into the world when we want to stay home. With all this Cancerian energy. So there's a lot of things going on right now. So what are you knowing from your side there, Cary? How are you seeing the stars right now?
Well, I think there's a lot of activity with the moon this week, and it's going to be impacting the Mars and Neptune. It's also going to be impacting the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in a very favourable way. This week is about the transiting of the moon. As you just mentioned from the summer solstice, it's transiting and it's making some very interesting aspects to some of the planets, especially Jupiter and Pluto, and to Mars and Neptune. And we've talked about this a lot. So emotionally, it's going to be freeing up people's feelings about how they feel today. Okay, but these are short transits. So, for example, the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, that's going to, people who are born from the 30th of April to the 3rd of May will feel that, and also people born in the same dates in August and December will feel this really, it's a very powerful transit. And if you've got your sun there, you will be feeling all these things deeper than most people. So it's interesting what's going on, but it's very fast moving this week and making a lot of impact.
Yes, and so the moon is active, of course, like the moon always is active because it moves so quickly through the zodiac, where other planets are moving very, very slowly. So the moon is moving and making aspects all the week long, like it always does. One of the interesting things I was noticing as I was looking at the chart is that Neptune-Mars conjunction is starting to finally wane. And it has been tight for the last few weeks, and now it's a little bit starting to come apart, which is a big relief, because that confusion energy that we were talking about last week of feeling not sure and nervous and worried, in the background is starting to finally open up. But there's going to be one last hurrah with the moon. I think it's on Saturday next, or Sunday, when the moon's going to touch that one more time, that conjunction that even though it's starting to come apart, it's going to hit both again. And I think we'll have another little round of what's going on in our world. There's a lot of that energy going on right now of real confusion, like, what are we supposed to do? How is this supposed to work? What am I supposed to do now? Should I be going out or staying in? Should I go back to work? Should I stay home? There's a lot of unrest and uncomfortableness in the selves, and you can see it as people kind of shut down and nervous is what I'm noticing.
You highlighted Saturday, and what's interesting about Saturday is the moon will be opposed Mars and Neptune while trining Jupiter and Pluto at the same time. But also, we should also look what's happening with Saturn, because Saturn's retrograding. And very shortly, it's going to be back making a conjunction, although a light conjunction, with Pluto and Jupiter again. And just to show you how rare this is, the last time this particular conjunction took place, in the year 1894 BC, which is about 4,000 years ago, and it was in the age of Aries. And I was wondering, because it's such a rare occurrence, what actually took place at that time. And the only thing I could find was the founding of Babylon, which I found really interesting, because like the founding of a brand new civilization, and we are heading for the start of a brand new civilization in the way that we live in our society. Because at the end of the year, when Saturn and Jupiter in the winter solstice go into Aquarius, it could be really good for everybody. So this is a 6-month cycle, and I think that's really interesting. So by the 21st of December, we're going to be experiencing something quite incredible.
It'll be a turning point, that's for sure, where we finally will see the proof of the pudding. What we've done, what we've learned, what we've understood. Is this a better world? And let's make it so.
What's interesting is that when Saturn and Jupiter finally go into Aquarius, it will be the start of a very new world.
Exactly. And so what we're going to see very soon, by the end of this year, are the results of everything that we've been learning through this year. And this is one of the biggest learning years probably this world has seen since Babylon. We are learning and learning and learning right now, and we have the opportunity to grow and to really course correct our world and the things that those old decisions that were made at another time with the new ones that we're realizing now. So this is our opportunity in our personal life and of course in our world life. So as a whole world, we're growing together. So let's grow to our best selves and to our best world. And we'll see you next week, and we'll talk about where the stars are and how they affect us, and we can't wait to see you then.
Bye everybody.